So Valerie, as you know, you have 15 minutes to present. After the presentation, you'll have a seat and you will receive questions from the commission. You may start your presentation.
Sign the attendance. Yes.
No? No? At the end?
You probably can.
At the end. No?
El huellero. Vintage de huellero.
El huellero.
Famous.
Ay, no
Thank you.
You're ready? Yes. Good afternoon, professors and guests. My name is Valerie Leon. I'm presenting my research. It's factors inside the classroom that influence on an EFL teacher classroom management strategies choice. My advisor was Professor Anna. The background. So, in our practicum, we have to find something that calls our attention. The practicum was carried out in Colegio Eduardo Frei Montalva. I observed two different contexts. One was 5th grade A, which has 40 students, and the other 5th grade B with 37 students. It was observed that the English teacher changed in her classroom management strategies choice during her performance in both classrooms. So a research questions arose. This is which are the possible factors inside of an EFL primary Chilean classroom that may influence the teacher in her choice of classroom management strategies to use. The justification of my research. It's feasible because I was the novel teacher, so I have to give lessons. So I have direct contact with students and also with the English teacher. It's relevant for the educational context because it brings reflections about the conditions that we have to face as future teachers. And it's novel because could be useful as a preparation of teachers, future teachers, to deal with this kind of problems. The research objectives. The general objective is to identify the possible factors inside the classroom that may influence the choice by the teacher of certain set of classroom management strategies on a EFL Chilean primary class. The specific objectives. One is to explore on teacher's perception in relation to her students' behavior inside the classroom. And the other is to describe and compare the classroom management strategies used by the teacher inside two different classrooms. The assumption. It is assumed that the lack of knowledge regarding different strategies for approaching classroom management with a variety of characteristics may be a factor for selection of a particular set of these strategies to be applied in the classroom. The materials are field notes. According to Sampieri, Fernandez, and Baptista, field notes that register things like the research, hears, smell, and observe are called direct observation, and also includes some reflections. The other material was a structured interview. According to Creswell, interviews are useful tools because they bring information about the participant's point of view. The creation of the interview was based on the following the researcher criteria. Some then was validated by an expert, and also the advisor comments. Fernandez and Baptista suggest that the interview may be the most useful tool in order to get the participant perceptions. So according to this, I decided to carry out the interview in the native language in order to register colloquial expressions and useful information to categorize. This is how the interview looks like. At the beginning, it has like general information, and then it has more specific information. The analysis of the data of the information was based through a qualitative content analysis. According to Flix, it says that the procedure of data may be done by theoretical information. So I use matrices in order to get keywords. Then the keywords I transform in codes. Then those codes, it was supported with theoretical information. And finally, in the interpolation matrix, I include my conclusions. This is a comparative chart between the two classroom management strategies used by the English teacher. As you can see in the 5th grade A, the most important information is in the integration of a complete plan with a variety of techniques to develop the English class inside the classroom. Also, the teacher incorporated punishment rules and reflections to correct misbehavior problems with students inside the classroom. From the 5th grade B, emotions and feelings overlap strategies and techniques when the teacher has not defined the methodology. Also, indiscipline was very frequent in the observations. From the interview, this is the interpolation matrix. Emerge codes, as I said before, and the potential conclusions. In teachers' internal factors and its influence on the strategies teacher's choice. And external factors inside the classroom affect the teacher's perception. The results. So the results shows that the internal factors such as anxiety, lack of knowledge, fear, where the assumptions was true. So external factors such as the lack of knowledge about the student's needs also is a factor that affect on her behavior and classroom management strategies too. The limitation of this research is the time provided to do. Also the activities programmed by the teacher, because sometimes it includes like movies or listen to music. In that way, it was almost impossible to observe how she managed the class. And the extracurricular activities too, because they have a couple of celebrations that where I couldn't observe anything. Regarding the metacognition, the learning objectives was the 8th grade, and it is escribir notas e información relevante usando diversos recursos multimodales que refuercen el mensaje en forma creativa en textos variados acerca de temas como experiencias personales, contenidos interdisciplinarios, problemas globales, cultura de otros países y textos leídos. Okay, regarding this objective, I thought in a blog activity. So, because regarding to Piaget, students at this stage of their lives, they are in the last stage of the stadium. That this means that is called a formal operation. So they are able to use their critical thinking, and they are able to use their own experience to express their opinions. Regarding to this, my strength is I consider myself as an empathic person. I am able to put myself in another's shoes. So this allows the teacher to get a closer relationship with their students. Regarding to the anxiety, I found that this quotation, that I can never allow myself to be unsure, to admit that I'm wrong, ignorant, weak, or vulnerable or humorous. I should never say I don't know. So according to this, I am always trying to think and more things and more information, and this makes me myself misconfuse terms, misconfuse words, and it's something that I have to work. The technology, as the blog activity is a activity that involves the use of technology, I consider that I am really bad using electronic devices such as a computer. I don't know how the programs work, so I have to overcome this because we as an English teacher, a lot of our resources came from other countries, other countries, and the best way to get it and easier and cheaper is by internet. So we have to know that as a future teacher, maybe we are going to spend too many hours in front of a computer checking everything. So I have to work on that. The challenge. My challenge is to overcome my technological weakness, and of course strengthen my confidence, because for the technological issue, in online, of course, are several of programs for free that allows us to overcome this or face those kind of problems. So I wanted to do it and obtain advices in order to do it in a better way for the future. And those are the advices.
Thank you very much, Valerie.
And I will ask the guest